Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a great holiday. It was relaxing. You got some time off to spend with your family and friends and just got to escape from work a little bit. So we are now currently in 2021. Yes, I did say in one of my previous videos that I was going to take my tree down, but as you can see, this little guy is still up here. So unfortunately, probably will see him for probably the most of January because I haven't had the chance to take it down yet. And when I do take it down, I do need to put it back into the box, into storage, so that we can give it back to my parents to store it at their house, since we do live in a condo and there's not a lot of space here for us to store it. But that's like a further discussion. Anyways, I am back to shoot a bunch of videos for you guys. It was really nice to have an entire week off and to not have to shoot or edit anything. It is the 6th today, so I tried to take as long as I could off from filming anything. I think the last time I filmed anything was on December 30th, and that was for the vlog, and then since then I've kind of more or less had a week off, so it's been nice, you know, just relaxing. For most content creators, January is like the downtime for us, so we get to actually really relax at this time of the year and just kind of like enjoy our time off after working like crazy in November and December. That's when a lot of our work comes through for brand partnerships, so I'm just taking this time to really like refocus, center myself, and to reflect on what has happened this past year. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So as you know, last year I started a video which was kind of just like my previous year's thoughts and my plans for the upcoming year. So we're gonna do that all over again this year since we're now in the new year. This probably wasn't the first video that I wanted to put live on my account for this, but you know, I just figured why not? It makes the most sense for me to do this now, so we're going to be doing that. So reflecting back on this past year, wow, 2020, what a ride it has been. Also guys, I can't help but noticing I have these little like wisps sticking out from the side of my face because I just cut my bangs last night. It's been so long since I've had like a proper haircut. I think the last time I had a cut was by my aunt back in like September, and she just gave me a trim on the bottom and my bangs were getting too long, so I trimmed them again. And I always forget that right after I trim my bangs, I don't know how to style them again properly because they were, okay, let me show you guys where they are. They are currently here. They were down to here. So I gave them quite the cut, so I'm getting used to styling them again. It's gonna take some time, so please bear with me. But yeah, 2020, what a year it has been this past year. So we kickstarted off this past year. Peter and I went on a trip to Orlando with Mel and Dave. Little did you know, the pandemic was slowly brewing back then. It wasn't official into North America yet, so travel was still very much accepted. We weren't really aware of the situation and we didn't have a lot of information. And then right after we came back from that, Peter and I also had another flight booked to LA. We had canceled our upcoming trip then, like later in March, for Vietnam because our family members didn't want to go anymore because of the pandemic. So we decided, since we had some time off and we'd already booked off like 2 weeks to do that, we were just gonna go to LA for a week, and instead we did that. And then after we came home, very soon afterwards, it was the pandemic. And then we've essentially been at home this past year. We've barely done any travel. Usually by now, we've most often than not would have done like on average one trip a month or one trip every like month and a half. It's been quite a strange year without having to travel, to say the least, but I think at the same time it also allowed us to explore more of our city and our province. We didn't do a lot of national travel. I did want to go, but I haven't felt the most comfortable going on flight. We have gone to Montreal twice last year, all during times when travel even like regionally and provincially was still allowed and acceptable. So those were really, really fun, and it kind of taught me to really appreciate the smaller things in life. I know for some people, even traveling to Montreal is like a really big thing from Toronto, but for us, since we've been traveling internationally for so long and we got to kind of slow down and travel a little bit more within the provinces, that it's been kind of really nice to appreciate what we have locally nearby. We did quite a few, I guess, excursions around Toronto as well to visit some of the local conservatories, check out some local parks, national parks, that sort of thing. Did a lot of hiking, visited waterfalls. So all in all, it's been like a really, really lovely year, to say the least. Outside of everything else, the beginning of the year, work for me was really, really bad. We found it really hard to have any sort of brand partnerships and deals, as all the brands were kind of scrambling to figure out what they were going to do with their plans that they had originally forecasted for 2020. But then thankfully for us, in the back half of the year, so Q3, 4, which is the last 6 months of the year, things just like really picked up and everything got a lot better. I surpassed my goals that I had set for myself back in 2019 for 2020 financially wise, so I was very, very happy about about that. And actually, you know what? Because we didn't get to travel, I think I ended up saving a bit more money than I had originally intended to, which was great. But my heart does go out to everybody who has been affected financially for the pandemic. If you are trying to pivot online, let me know. I do have some tips and tricks as to how you can bring your businesses online, and I would love to kind of like share my growth journey online with you guys as well. As you know, probably by now, if you've been watching me for a while or been following me on Instagram or even reading my blog, I've been doing this since middle school. So it's like well over a decade. And even though the online space is like super saturated, I think anybody can still make it. So why not make 2021 your year and try to start your online journey? But besides that, so obviously travels went down. We still loved all the trips that we made. We spent so much more time with our family and close friends, and I think that really helped us to nurture even like closer relationships and bonds to all of them. Financial wise, like I said, we were really scared, like actually deadly scared. I had no work for 2 months straight at the beginning of the year, and I don't know, it just made me really stressed out. Our wedding, as you guys probably know by now, I chatted a little bit in the Get Ready With Me, we postponed again to another year. Thankfully, the vaccine is going to be available this year. We don't know how long it's going to take for everybody to have access to it, so we didn't feel it was right to have the wedding this year. Given just everybody's attitudes that they don't know if they're going to be comfortable being surrounded by a lot of people. Even the government allows us to have 200 people. It's not going to be the same if people don't feel comfortable being there, hugging, laughing, dancing, that sort of thing. So we've pushed it to next year again. So our wedding is now 2 years delayed from the original, and we have been engaged for 2.5 years. This will be like a 4.5-year engagement, but technically Peter and I have been married for almost a whole year now. We signed our legal papers last year. Oh yeah, that was a huge thing for us last year. We signed our papers on January 13th. So we're coming up on our very first official anniversary. I think because the wedding has been like postponed and pushed all over the place. I know before I was asking you guys, like, what do you guys celebrate? The day you sign your papers, the day you got proposed to, the day you actually kiss and get married and do a big celebration day. It's different for everybody because we chose not to sign papers on the day of our actual wedding celebration. We're also going to be having our tea ceremony this year on like a way smaller scale later on, early summer, hopefully once the restrictions have like relaxed a little bit. That's still tentative as well. But I think because the signing of the papers was such a huge momentous feat for us, myself and Peter, last year, that's probably what I'm gonna end up taking to be my wedding anniversary, and we're going to be celebrating on January 13th. I do have a couple of special things planned. Hopefully Peter's not listening as I'm filming this. He goes to the bedroom whenever I film videos so that I can stay perfectly quiet for the mic, and I think he's playing games on his phone. We'll see. I'll talk to him afterwards, but I do have some special things planned for that day, and we're just gonna be celebrating at home, the two of us. Would have loved to be able to go away on another trip to celebrate our first anniversary, but it is what it is. We're going to be at home right now because we are on another lockdown here in Toronto. So that's essentially it for that. Other big things condo-wise, I think we're really starting to get ready to buy our first place. Fingers crossed that 2021 is the year we get our first home. I don't care how big it is at this point, just as long as it's bigger than our condo. We live in like a 660 square foot size 1-bedroom and den, and we definitely and drastically need more space between the two of us and the dog and all the products and packages that we own. It's just, it's not possible anymore. I mean, it is possible. We've been living here for the past like 5 years or so we've definitely done it, but I think we've very quickly outgrown this place, especially with quarantine and being in lockdown in the past year. We've noticed how much more stuff we have, and we're not out of the house as frequently, so we are very much stuck and confined here. I would like a place that has stairs where I can go up and down and separate myself from my things and Peter and have like a nice relaxing sanctuary of a bedroom. Everything is essentially turning into storage here for us right now, and it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. So I think we're gonna try really hard to not spend as much this year and to save up for a house. We've got some things in motion. I know I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a house hunting vlog series in one of my recent vlogmases. Let me know if you guys are still interested in that. I did get a couple comments from you guys saying that you were definitely interested in following along with us as we do a house hunting series. So I will try my best to vlog all of it as soon as we can start, but I have some things I need to get the ball rolling forward first, so I gotta do that first. So there's that. I'm trying to think of what else there is. Oh, we do have some news to share with you guys, and I'm thinking we'll be sharing it either this month or February. I know I hate it when people say things like this, and I'm always just like, why would you tease us with this if you're not gonna tell us right away? And that's more or less just because of it just makes sense in this video to mention it really quickly, so I'm not like throwing you guys under the bus there when you see the video and you're like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell us that earlier? But we will be sharing some news with you guys later on this month or early February, so keep an eye out for that. And then overall, I'm just like honestly truly happy for my health, Peter's health, my family's health, that all of us are healthy, we didn't get sick, we haven't had any scares at all, and that we're all just here together entering 2021. I wanted to move on to some reflections of the past year. It definitely was a year of introspection, reflection, and slowing down. As you guys know, I'm like a very like go, go, go type of person. I'm always working, always trying to find work for myself whenever I have downtime. And 2020 really forced me to stop, slow down, and to just like take a breather. As much as it was a dreadful and terrible year for everybody, I think for myself, if I didn't have the time to slow down and to take a deep breath, I probably would have burnt out, like way more than I've ever burnt out before. I have had a couple of burnouts in the past, and I never learned my lesson. I think it's just in my personality to constantly be stressed and anxious. But with this past year, there's been so much like slowness that I think it really forced me to sit down and to reevaluate myself. For example, Vlogmas this past year, I didn't really intend to do it the way it ended up being done, such as just like a weekly vlog. I think given the fact that we couldn't really go anywhere or do anything, it just made sense to do that. But I think also I had the opportunity to sit down and to recognize how stressed out I was every single year doing Vlogmas, and there's this like expectation that you set for yourself that you have to keep it up. I told myself I had to keep it up since I did it for 2 years in a row, and in myself I just like have this inner dialogue where I tell myself I'm gonna be a failure if I don't do it again for a third year, or like, you did it for 2 years straight, why can't you just do it for one more year? And I think a lot of creators who do Vlogmas get that narration in their head, and they have this discussion with themselves about that too, and it makes it really, really hard for us to break out of it, because you have this mentality where you're like, what if my followers are only here for this, or like my subscribers only want to watch this and I have nothing else to offer them. I don't know if you guys understand how much relief I had to be able to make the finite decision to not film Vlogmas again this year like I have in the past 2 years. I was so much less stressed, I had so much more time to myself, I had so much more time to enjoy with Peter and Kobe and my family, to not have to constantly worry about holding a camera in front of my face and to film every single thing that I was doing, because obviously not every day is exciting. You guys know that. You have exciting days and you also have down days. And for myself, because this year we weren't really doing anything crazy for the Christmas, we had a lot of down days, and I do want to show you guys just myself sitting at home on the couch doing nothing all the time. So I think I really like that format of Vlogmas, and I probably will try to do that again this year for Christmas, and hopefully it will still offer me the same sense of like stress-free relaxation over the holidays. But let me know if you guys like that down below in the comments. I'd like to know your thoughts, and if you would like to see that format of Vlogmas again. Vlogmas for me turned more into kind of like a weekly vlog mixed in with some of my regular content, and I really like that because I think I still got to show you guys some of like my fun things that I had planned for the winter time without it having to be a vlog all the time. But yeah, let me know if you like that format. Goals for myself. Looking back on my goals last year, obviously I didn't hit 10K on here like I said I would like to. However, at the same time, I did set myself the expectation that I am still growing on YouTube, and I'm totally okay. If anything, 2020 has just honestly taught me to be thankful for what I have, and I've tried to practice that. It's really, really hard actually to truly practice gratitude and thankfulness, and I think I've gotten the hang of it now. As I was ending the year, obviously there were some pangs of disappointment here and there that I didn't hit my goals. I am almost at 6K, which is amazing, and I had to stop to remind myself that it doesn't matter how many followers you have if the followers that you already have are truly here for you. And I think you guys are truly here for me. We have a community here, we chit chat. There are a couple faces that I see pop up on every single video and leave lovely comments. I have had such a great time chatting with you guys throughout this past year and previous ones, and getting to know you a little bit better. And I've also felt that I've slowly become more comfortable with opening up in front of the camera and talking more about my personal life, everyday things, and just like being comfortable with being barefaced, not always putting on a full face of makeup, and like getting cute in front of the camera. So I think that for myself is truly what I feel I've accomplished this past year, just being more comfortable and feeling grateful for what I have. Obviously this year would be amazing if I could get to 10K. That would be like a huge feat for myself, but at the same time I'm just telling myself like I'm not here just to grow an audience. I'm here just to like share things, chit chat with you guys, get to know you better, and to build a community. I think that's the most important and valuable part of my little YouTube fam. No matter what size it is, be it big or small, I am always here for you guys, and I love that we've been able to just kind of like talk and get to know each other better within the past year. So that's essentially it for myself. Instagram, holy crap, Reels being introduced this past year has like blown me away. I don't think I would be where I am right now, truly, without the help of Reels. I have been on a steady decline of followers for the past 2 years. You guys all know this by now. And it took me a long time to wrap my head around, again, gratitude gratitude for whatever size of my community it was, be it big or small. So when Instagram introduced Reels, I was like, you know what, it's just like a fun video editing app in the summertime, similar to TikTok. TikTok had already been like big already. I jumped onto that to chat about afterwards, but I started posting some videos on Reels, kind of like how to pose in front of a camera, because I have been doing this for like 5 or 6 years or so, so I want to share some of the tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way, and wow, did you guys love it. You blew my Instagram up. I grew from like 83,000 followers to almost like 123,000 in the span of like 2 or 3 months alone. And oh my Lord, I don't think I would have finished the year off like successfully as I did without the help of Instagram Reels. I think because it helped my account to grow, I was able to land some more partnership deals with brands. It's very frank, guys. The bigger you are, the more partnership opportunities you get and the more brands pay you. Just putting it transparently out there. So thank you to you guys who truly enjoy my content. And it kind of makes me feel grateful that you guys like the content that I put out there, because I have fun producing it. And it kind of like truly hit home that my pictures don't always have to be perfect, because I definitely posted a lot of stuff that like wasn't perfect on Instagram this past year. This relationship that I've had with you guys, like I said, my relationship with you guys is what carries me the furthest. We've opened up so much this past year alone, just discussing things like the US presidency, even though I live in Canada and it doesn't affect us like directly, it does definitely affect us. BLM, literally these past couple of days, just talking about this whole like Mahjong line fiasco. It's 2021. People, like, come on, you need to think before you do things like this. But I've had some phenomenal discussions with you guys in the past couple of months, and it has made me feel truly grateful and honored to have built such an amazing community on here and Instagram and on TikTok. You guys are great over there as well. So yeah, I'm really, really happy for that. TikTok, I've been dabbling in it as with everybody else. I got obsessed with it during first lockdown. It feels like it's been 5 years when you listen to any of the songs that we were super into during first lockdown, like when you're making dalgona coffee and that song that's like, and it went like da-na-na, and you get all these like memory flashbacks. I don't know, it feels like it's been so long ago, but it's literally been less than a year, and wow, this year has been such like a crazy mishmash of everything. I'm just here sitting here thinking that I feel so grateful to have made it out of 2020 into 2021, and by no means does that mean that everything's just gonna disappear like that overnight and be perfect for this year. But I'm just happy that out of all of that, I did have some positive moments. So there's that. So for looking forward into 2021, I've already shared some thoughts and like mindsets that I want to create for myself. I did a more conscious buy in 2020. I didn't buy as many things, and I was more thoughtful with the purchases that I made. You guys seem to really enjoy my reviews on here and my critiques of all my hauls, so I'm definitely going to continue doing that. I think that being able to critique my hauls verbally out loud to you guys too kind of also helps me to cement my mindset on certain items when I get them, because sometimes I bring them home like, I don't like it, but like it's really cute and it's trendy, so I'll just keep it. But when I verbally speak to the camera and tell you guys like, yeah, this is really ugly, I don't know why I thought I liked this, or like this fabric is not comfortable at all, even though it's super flattering, it fits me, it looks cute, I don't feel comfortable, it really helps me to make these decisions to not keep pieces and to return them back. So I really like that mindset that I've taken on within this past year, and I'm gonna continue doing that. I didn't get to make as many kind of like $100 challenge videos on here just because it was a little bit hard to get into stores and malls this past year, but I'm definitely gonna try to do that this year, permitting, once restrictions lighten up a little bit and it's allowed again. I'm also going to have the mindset of more gratitude and recognition and acknowledgement for myself, just to allow myself to kind of take a deep breath and to like pull back and be like, whoa, okay, you did that, and to relax and to give myself some time off before constantly going after the next best thing, because I have a huge problem with doing that. I don't know when to relax or when to stop, so there's that. And then honestly, growth for my accounts, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I feel like I'm ready to kind of like sit back and let things take their reins and to not stress out over them as much as I used to. Last year kind of was like a trial phase. It'd be like, Vic, like what if you give it a couple months of like not caring and just doing what you do? If you enjoy it and it grows, great. If you do what you do and it doesn't grow, then also great. At least you're having fun and you're not stressed out all the time. And I think I really, really liked that mindset. I was so afraid to take that leap. It sounds so stupid when I say it now, but once you relax the reins a little bit and let just like the world take over, you feel so much less stress, so much calmer, and I really appreciated that mentality. So I think I'm gonna try to carry that into 2021 and just become more carefree a little bit more, because I'm super high strung. But that is essentially it for my 2021 thoughts. I don't even think I have any concrete plans for this year, to be very honest, because if this past year has shown me anything, things can change in a second. So I do have some goals for myself, and I'm going to probably write them down just to help manifest them a little bit more. But I don't have anything that's like super concrete, like I must do this, I must acquire that, because if anything, when I don't meet these goals, I just end up feeling like a failure, and it just puts me in this deep pit of despair and spiral, and I don't want to do that to myself. So my main goal for 2021 this year, YouTube would be nice if I hit 10K. That'd be amazing. If I didn't, I'm just happy with what I have. Instagram, if I could somehow hit 150K, that would be also phenomenal, but like that's asking for a lot. That's like 25,000 followers. We'll see if we even hit that. We're at like 122 right now. And then TikTok, I don't know. I don't even know. I post on there for fun. You guys, if you've already followed me, you'll know that I post random stuff all the time. So like, I mean, I'm at what, 28 right now. If I hit 50 by the end of the year, cool. If I don't, at least I'm having fun on there, and that's all that matters. And then for myself, the only concrete thing I really have is to buy a house. That's the biggest goal for myself this year, and that's gonna take a lot of headspace. So I wanna make space for that. And then everything else is just like relax and let's just let the ball roll. We'll see how things go. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any New Year's resolutions. I think those are more or less my New Year's resolutions. Buy a house, we're manifesting the shit out of that this year, guys, and to relax a bit more. That's the only two things. Everything else could happen, couldn't happen. If it doesn't, I don't care. It's okay. And if it does, wow, that is great. Acknowledge it, and we'll drink a glass of wine to that. That's essentially it for my New Year's resolutions. Let me know if you guys have any specific ones for yourself, if you found that you've changed up your resolutions this year because of everything that's been going on within the past year, or if you have very specific ones. I would just love to know what you guys have planned for the year for yourself. But otherwise, I hope you guys have also had a phenomenal start to the year. That is essentially it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are having an amazing new year and you're staying nice and safe and enjoying time with your family at home. I will see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.